Hey guys, today I'm going to do a little edition of Booner School here. It's not going to be a real long thing, just kind of a short clip here talking about, going into, now that deer season's over, today's February 23rd. And this is the time of year that I spend a lot of time like looking at sign and, stuff that I've seen through the course of the season that I felt that could really help me, step my game up for the following season, especially on a particular deer. Like, this year I was chasing a deer called Pitchfork, and I never did kill him. I had one encounter with him, but I learned a few things about him, and I learned a few things about some other bucks on the farm that I think could be shooters this coming year. And so that's what I'm kind of in here doing today. We still got snow on the ground, but I'm in here just kind of looking at this, and I just kind of wanted to see how these deer were using this, because a lot of times I don't penetrate the woods. I don't like to get in there too deep unless I have to. I like to kill them on the edge and leave my deer alone as much as I can. And one of the situations I got here, from a distance, I kind of had an observatory stand this year, and a few times when I was sitting and I knew it wasn't good to be hunting spots that that I could possibly kill a deer in, I was still out and I was still glassing from a distance or watching to see what the deer would do. And I saw a couple of these future shooter deer do the same thing a couple times. And one of them was this trail right here. You can see this trail. It goes right down in here into this big hollow down in here. And it goes all the way down in. And then it leads up into bedding areas up in through there and stuff. Well, what I'm looking for, I kind of wanted to come see this, and I wanted to see if I had some trees right here to where I could get into a tree or set a blind up or whatever I needed to do, to be able to be in a spot. I just ate a power bar that I could get on these deer. And what I'm looking at here is I've got a triple cherry tree right here that you can see. And a tree like that, it's got three prongs on it like that, would give me some good, hiding spots. I can get up in there, get turned to the side up in there, especially like right in here. And I got a double right there, and I could trim a trail into there to get into the base of that tree. I've also got another big maple tree right here. It's really on the edge, kind of tight and kind of open. That's really not my choice, I think I'd much rather be in that cherry tree. Another thing I'm doing today while I'm out here, I'm actually going to move this stand kind of in that area that I just was talking to you about. But I had a stand in this spot too, and I thought that I would achieve what I was hoping. I thought I would catch one of these mature deer coming up this bank right here. And you can see this giant scrape right here. Now this was a natural scrape that they'd originally had right here, and you can see the licking branch and all this. And they used it a fair bit, but they really started using it heavy when I started working it with some dominant doe urine. I used the Black Widow matriarch doe, and then a little bit of hot and ready once in a while in there. And man, they really started heating it up. But what I was running into here, you can see these trails kind of coming together. One goes this way, one goes this way, and it just comes right up. And then I had my stand up in this double poplar tree. And the reason I had to put it here, there's a ditch right here, and it was funneling these deer right up into this field right here. And I tried to actually cut some trees right here to block this trail to force the deer around me and take this trail up so I could get a shot at them. Problem was, when these deer, and I found this out, what was happening with my wind a little bit, a lot of times it would be good, but sometimes the way the structure of this was, it would do a little something different. So I learned that. And I learned that I couldn't hunt it on certain directions. Then I also learned that what I thought that ditch would do with those deer, detouring them and pushing them up, actually they would go to the bottom of the hill more. And there's a big trail down there now, and they started going that way and going out, which pushed them more towards the front where I just showed you that other trail. So it's all that observation and all that stuff that you kind of got to take into consideration. And I could easily just leave this stand here till next year and just walk by it, pull it, and do it next fall. But I'm going to do it right now. I'm out here. I'm just going to take it down. I've already got it on the ground, and I'm just going to move it right now. That way I can see everything I want to see. All the sign is fresh. And what I'll do with this scrape now next year, being the scrape is here, I'm actually going to monitor this scrape with a camera starting next year early. I'm gonna put a camera on one of these trees right here, probably this maple, and I'll put a Spartan on it, and you know, keep working the scrape with some black widow, and it may really tell me what's going on with one of these big mature deer. And once that big mature deer maybe starts hitting this scrape a little bit in daylight, you know, like late, you know, mid-October even, sometimes those nice cool fronts come in and you get those days that just feel real ruddy. Those bucks will hit spots like this. And if I'm up here on this edge and I catch that deer on one of those red moon days or whatever, that he comes to that field early and I'm in one of these spots, good chance I'm gonna get a good shot at him. So just trying to prepare myself and hopefully, you know, make something happen and increase my luck for next year. But, you know, those are just the things that I'm looking at this time of year, and I think that's what people need to understand too. You know, a lot of the work that we put in to try to kill Boone and Crockett deer, just big mature deer, just deer in general, you know, it doesn't just happen during deer season. I mean, you know, I'm out here now trying to get a game plan. You know, sometimes I'll even hang stands this time of year and have them there for next year already, just because I'm that weird about going in there and messing it up. So just a good tip, you know, it's a good time to be out there. You can walk around with your kids and your friends or whatever, and you're not really messing things up. You know, you may bump some deer around. One thing I'm not going to do is penetrate the woods too much, though, because I still got deer holding antlers, and I don't really want to push them off or do anything. So I'm just kind of getting out and stretching my legs and enjoying some of the property. So anyways, hope you're doing the same, and hope this helps you out a little bit.